Well, the process really began for us while we were in seminary. Just three guys that knew each other well and were friends, and we're already doing ministry together. And there was some point when it came up, we should probably plant a church together. And it was kind of just a dream at first, but over time, and we thought to ourselves, this may actually be possible. And so we started to pray, and really Joe began a process with our missions pastor at Kirby Woods Baptist. They approached Austin and myself, and we began to join them in prayer. And really through Kirby Woods' direction, we started to look at the North American Mission Board, and they have a great program going on right now called Send North America. And there's 32 cities right now all across the country. And we got together, and all at the same time, we just kind of felt a unity around Send Denver. We believe that God was leading us towards Fort Collins, Colorado. And so now we're on our second vision trip, and we're even looking towards specific areas of the city and just praying that God would give us more direction as we continue to take a step of faith. Each step of the journey, He gives us new information, and we're so thankful that God is being faithful to us during this time.
All of us grew up in the South, and as we finished seminary, I think all of us knew that God wasn't leading us to go back to our homes, that there's a great need, especially in the West. And so when we visited Denver, we were really burdened with the facts that there's one church for every 19,000 people, and we walked around and rode around and saw all kinds of homes and people that have just never heard the gospel or been exposed to the church. We just are completely dependent on the Holy Spirit and the truth that the gospel is powerful and saves people. If the gospel isn't powerful, our work will be in vain. Our church won't grow. And so we want to do things well. We want to build relationships, but when we do gather, we want to do our preaching well, our small groups well, our music well. We want to do things in excellence.
One of the most important aspects of this church plant is that we want every single team member to see themselves as being a missionary. So if you work for Starbucks, Starbucks will pay you to be a missionary here in Fort Collins. Or if you work for the school district, they will pay you to be a teacher here in their school system so that you can be a missionary to those students and the other teachers. So we hope that every team member that comes will see themselves as a missionary wherever they're called to be, wherever they end up here.
In Matthew 9, it says that Jesus looked out over the crowds, and He saw them as like sheep without a shepherd. They were harassed and helpless, and He felt compassion for them. And He told His disciples that they should pray to the Lord of the harvest to send out laborers into His harvest, to pray earnestly for those people. And so our desire for the city of Fort Collins is that you would pray for these people, and during that process that you would even be willing to see yourself coming and joining us with the work here. If you have a beard, God's probably calling you to join us in Colorado.